Your boss at Recruitment and you're going alone. You've got your LinkedIn account and your mobile phone. You've got the candidates playing hard to get. Will they'll call you next week or no, not yet. So much time of going to and fro. You got another offer or salary's too low. Hours of searching and hours of stress. Come on candidates, just gig it a rest.
My daughter's obsessed with Beauty and the Beast.
You did her a cake for her birthday.
I did, yeah, but
I thought it was really cute.
that's why
Have you seen it?
my wife was calling.
No, good start. I nearly tried to drink my mic instead of coffee.
I sent a picture.
Yeah.
Let's see, she's calling again. My
Right.
daughter wants me to steal this mug from your house.
Oh, mate, there is no chance in hell. There is no chance in hell. Sherds would not have it. She's a huge Beauty and the Beast fan. So it's not going to happen.
I'll show you pictures of my cake.
Yeah. Show Andy your cake. That's a good idea. I was just flicking through about what we are.
So,
yeah.
Are we gonna how many viewers are we expecting to get on this?
Not very many.
Not many like this.
I think.
Do we set a target?
What, a target of viewers? Should we start?
I love a target.
Let's go with 10.
Yeah, I was going to say go with 10.
1, 2, 3.
I
We
will.
only need 7 more.
Yeah.
If you send me that, I will put that on the.
Yeah, so people can see it.
You made that?
Yeah, so it took like
It's unreal,
2
innit?
weeks. It's
How many
actually
weeks?
not that good. It took
2
2
weeks?
weeks.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Yeah.
Because you made the cake and then iced it, and it was there for 2 weeks.
Oh no, the cake was made on like the night before her birthday, but all the figures and stuff made over the course of 2 weeks.
That's very cool.
It's good, isn't it?
That's, yeah.
When you sent it through, again, Sherds is a massive fan of Beauty and the Beast. So when you sent that through, I was like, she'll love that. And
Yeah.
she was a huge fan.
And the rose on it is a real rose, but we could only find pink roses, so we then like did a mixture of red food dye and like thickened it up and then painted the rose. So it's a red rose. Dedication.
Doing it again next year.
Hell no. No.
Yeah, over. And how did you get on yesterday? You haven't told him this, have you?
What happened just? Oh no, it was a nightmare. I had a flat tire in the morning.
Right.
When I went to get that fixed, they then broke one of the screws that hold the wheel on.
Right. So.
I cannot confirm nor deny whether I drove here this morning.
Right.
But weirdly,
But I'm
it's the
here.
quickest he's ever got here. Even when his car does work, it takes him a long
Yeah, it was actually the best journey I've had. I thought I've got to get here as quickly as possible so that I can't break down.
Yeah.
It
When
was
you
a
when you
nightmare.
texted me about it yesterday, I did say to you, please don't put your life at risk to get here.
Yeah,
I know I wanted to do episode 1 of the podcast together, but I was like, please don't.
But I did risk my life to
Yeah,
get here.
no, you have, and I'm.
I mean, I can't confirm nor deny whether I drove
drove
here.
here,
Yeah,
but yeah,
but I did. I didn't. I didn't.
I'd be fuming if you died. It would really annoy me. I would be.
What would we do?
Yeah, we'd be fucked. Because we've been around the loop already once. I was like, I don't want to do it again. I don't want to replace someone else. So we've made a pact, 4 years, and then you can.
And then I'm free to die.
Then you're free to.
4
die.
years from now, or 4 years from when?
I think it
Because
was 2 years ago.
Well, yeah, I think
Right.
we're running out of time.
I think I got 2 year clock.
Yeah, it was a comment a couple of years
Yeah.
ago. But
Not allowed to die for another 2 years, and then I'm free to do it.
Can we
It's
refresh that contract? 4 years
Sure.
from today.
Sure.
so we're looking at 2020.
I'd happily sign like a 5 or a 10-year contract if you want.
I'd like you for a little while, because as well as number one dad, you're also number one
Developer.
Well,
Slash.
the best we could get. It was slim. It was slim pickings out there, so we take what we can.
That's how you feel people with confidence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is how you feel people confidence. But let's talk about the podcast.
What is the podcast?
That's what we're here for.
But what is it?
Well, I guess if we go back to where it come from, a couple of weeks ago, we put an artwork online, right, which was you, and we said we're starting a podcast called Giig Hire. Obviously, the internet went wild.
4 people.
4 people messaged me.
Go on, the lads.
So we've got 4 viewers. To go back to how many viewers are we going to go for? We've got 4
Well,
already.
that's 7. To hit our 10, we only need 3 more.
No, hang on.
Us 3?
Oh, we're going to
The
listen.
4
We're going to count ourselves as
we'll
listeners.
count ourselves.
Right,
We're
okay.
4 people.
So we've got 3 to get. So we thought we'd start a podcast, and then we were like, what should we do with the podcast? And it was like, we don't know. So we decided we would do a podcast to plan a podcast. Is that right?
Sure.
Yeah. Podcast to plan a podcast.
Yeah.
But it's also probably like important, I guess, to talk about, because I guess anyone that's, or the majority of people, or 7 out of the 10 people are probably not going to know who we are. I guess it's important to cover off quickly Giig,
Yeah.
who we are, what we're doing, maybe, and then
Go from there.
we'll go from there.
Sure. So, I mean, I'm the developer at Giig.
Oh, we're gonna do a
We're
little
doing
round
that?
robin.
Is that what you
Well,
want?
I think that's a good idea, but what is Giig?
What is Giig? Go on.
Firstly.
You,
Well,
you are the founder.
Yeah, I know, but I was interested to hear from you two if you've got any ideas.
What
Oh,
Giig is.
I was looking for the answer.
You were looking for the answer.
Gig is a way of life.
Gig is a way of life. That's the slogan. Gig is a-
Flexi gig
Um,
means you work 7 in the morning till 11 o'clock at night.
that is one of the benefits
That-
of working at
that's
Gig.
some
You get the
benefit.
flexibility to
Yeah.
work all
All
hours.
hours of the day.
You get the flexibility
Even when
to work
you're
all the
asleep,
time.
like
yeah.
me, I get emails and messages.
Yeah, that is getting. It was. Do you know what? Talking about you getting emails and messages, it was when you text me being like, or we were chatting one morning, and you were like, "My wife is concerned about how much I text you."
Yeah. I
She-
text you more than I text her.
and then that's a problem.
Actually, when I finish work, I actually talk to her very little. It's like, get our daughter into bed. And then as soon as she's in bed, I'm starting texting you again.
Yeah. I know when she's got. I know when Iris is asleep. Basically, my phone lights up. My phone lights up again around 7:30, 8 o'clock at night.
Do you text James saying good night then as well?
No, I don't text him
We're
saying
not
good
that-
night, but I will now.
not
I will now. But it was that comment, and then she made another comment once about she's going to join our Slack channel because you replied to that quicker than you replied to her.
I actually replied to the Slack channel, yeah.
Yes. But to go back, we digress. To go back to Giig, so we're building we're trying to support startup recruitment agencies, startup recruitment founders. We are trying to feed into the gig economy. That's why the brand is called Giig. And we are a small team at the moment that are building a platform that's hopefully going to help freelance recruiters, solo recruiters, small agencies to start building, like chasing the dream of working for themselves, right? Building their own business. So we just basically give them all the tools to launch their company and to start to grow. And we've been doing it for this product, right? So it's weird, isn't it? How long would you say we've been doing this product for?
18 months, is it? Or 2 years?
Yeah, I would say close to. I mean, we started,
to
so
2
we've got a
years.
free forever version, right? And we started that 2 years ago.
We started developing it 2 years ago.
Yeah. You said that'd be delivered in 6 months. That took
A year.
a year.
Classic.
And then we started the Gig Plus version, which is our premium package. And you said that would take 6 months, and that's taken.
It's not finished yet.
It's
getting there.
It is getting there.
Yeah.
It is getting there, yeah. So I don't know if you think that's a good. I don't know if you think I've missed anything off there, or if that's a good feel for
Yeah.
who we are. And I think we'll do more episodes on Gig and more episodes on the platform. I was thinking that we could do stuff like about what makes us different. That might be something we could do as a future
Yeah,
episode.
definitely.
There's loads of stuff we
Yeah.
can dive into. I mean, obviously we're going to talk today about like kind of maybe some structure around the podcast and what's going to happen. But yeah, I think naturally, like, I don't know about you guys, but I don't want this podcast to be just like a Gig plug, if that makes sense.
100%. Yeah. We said as well, didn't we? Like the podcasts within the industry are quite boring. So we just wanted it to be a little bit more fun.
That's shots fired at every other
No.
recruitment podcast that's out there.
There goes 4 listeners.
Let me clarify. The corporate ones are very boring. Like if we were to look at actually our main competitors, like let's not say about the freelancers or the recruiters making podcasts.
Okay.
Let's discount those. But like if we looked at other
Platforms.
platforms,
Yeah.
their podcasts are rather like regimented and professional, right?
Yeah, for sure. And that
But
doesn't.
we're not that.
Nah, no. We wouldn't like. I think the cracks would show pretty quickly if we went down that route. And I think for me as
If
well.
they're not shown already.
Is that going to be your role? You're just going to
Yeah, I'm just gonna
come in with
slag us
little
up.
one-liners to put us down every so often. Says nothing else, but
Sorry.
But yeah, I was thinking about this podcast, and I was and this might be a really shit idea, but because freelancers spend a lot of time working on their own, in my head I was like, oh, it'd be cool if this became something they listen to that made them feel like, I don't know, there's like just they come along for the journey, and it just kind of softens that I work for myself a little bit. Something that people could just put on in the background and be like, oh, listen to these three just waffle on for like an hour. I don't want it to be, because I think if we go down the route of like, oh, we're going to be super value adding and we're going to be like,
We're going to fail.
We'll fall
fail.
flat pretty quick. Yeah.
Gonna fail.
But if people want content on how to create kids' birthday cakes,
We're there.
we're there.
I've got one to
I
show
don't know
you.
how you find time to do it, actually. I must admit, I do take my hat off to you a little bit.
Well, there's I mean, there's two things. When she goes to bed, you either get back on the laptop or you don't. And I just think that that's just time, right? So, like, my evening from like 8 o'clock is pretty free. Once I'm done tidying up, so like usually I jump back into work. But for those 2 weeks leading up to her birthday, it was like
Birthday
cake making, and it was literally like 8 to midnight. Put the stuff away, and then like swear and curse about it in the morning, and then start again for 2 weeks. And we swore and cursed that we'd never do it again. And then come her birthday morning, she didn't care about presents or anything. She was just like, "Wow, look at my cake!
Right.
It's amazing!" And
Yeah.
it's not even that good. But
It
then,
is good. We'll get photos up.
and then we looked
We'll
at each other.
distribute
And we looked at each other, and we were like, "Same again next year."
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it then becomes worth it. But yeah, I think it's. I think making a cake like that is the same as working with you guys, I suppose. Like, you've just got to be so like self-motivated to do it.
Oh,
It's
right.
amazing.
Yeah.
Swear
I've
and
got a
curse
mold
every
you.
day. Gets up. But then he releases a little product to us, and we're like, wow!
It's amazing.
It's amazing. And then he's like, right, I'll do it again.
Just takes it in turns.
So we've done you. That was
Yeah.
very good.
Sweet.
I'm now going to throw him under the bus.
Go for it.
He's sitting quietly in the corner.
I like my little one-liners.
Do you?
So what my role at Giig?
Well, it's like it's like I want to say, single man, reveal yourself.
Right.
Single man, reveal yourself.
You might have seen I actually changed my LinkedIn job this week
To single man,
to chief of staff
chief of staff. I like. Do you know what I like that?
rather than chief of staff. I thought chief of staff, and that is literally what I do. Bit of everything.
Everything.
Bit of ops.
You are like, so his name's Andy as well, and he's like, you are like Handy Andy, really.
Yeah.
That's pretty much.
Yeah,
what you
yeah.
do. It's a case of what's on fire today
Putting out fires.
and putting out fires. Have you made any cakes recently?
Have I made any cakes? No, is the answer.
But you split some plants, grew some new plants.
Yeah.
There you go.
I actually didn't even
You
know
didn't know
about
that?
this. No.
Old green fingers over here.
Where,
Yeah.
where have you done the plants?
Oh, you've seen my plants?
I've seen your plants, yes, but I didn't know you'd been doing new plants.
No, you're not.
No.
Oh. Well, you might get one as a gift. You never know.
Ah, he's been hiding them from you.
Yeah.
I say that I'll make all these plants and then say I'll give you one as a gift and never give them as a gift.
Where are you keeping them?
Well, I'm still growing them.
Right. Where are you growing them?
Well, they're house plants.
So in the house.
Yeah, yeah. My flat looks like a greenhouse, basically.
I've never. What? Just you mean the plants?
The ones on the island.
Yeah, they're all.
Right.
They're all
I-
ones
yeah,
he's
but
growing.
I thought there was like an operation. I thought
No,
it was,
no.
I was expecting like weed farm kind of vibes,
Well,
where there's just like rows of plants in a greenhouse somewhere. You've got two. You've got two on the kitchen table.
3 now. But I've also got 40 aces.
Yeah, where are they? That's what I mean. Where are you
They're-
hiding them?
Yeah, yeah. They're in a storage.
See,
Undisclosed.
undisclosed location of storage. Yeah, yeah. No, that's the kind of thing I was getting to. So I've been to your flat a couple of times, and I've not noticed. I wouldn't have said I've noticed the plants.
No, I'm not. I'm not mass producing them. I've not got a side gig going on.
No. Well,
Should do.
Yeah. Every little
Cut
helps,
that.
right? Every little helps. But no, you've also like you've had big change in your life recently.
Biscuit tin.
Tell us how that went.
The biscuit tin.
Yeah, the biscuit tin.
Oh, my missus has moved in with me.
Yeah,
she?
yeah, big
Yeah,
news. Right?
big news. Big
Is that
news. She moved in a week ago,
All right.
and within 24 hours, I made her cry.
Oh wow!
Oh, no.
Yeah, I reckon it was probably 12 hours of moving in.
So
I won't say what I did,
you won't.
or should I?
I don't know. Is it that bad?
Well, this doesn't have to be on the podcast. But
yeah, okay. You can take
I she was putting things away and like tidying things, and like she'd say a phrase as if like oh, there you are, that's tidy, and just me thinking I was funny, I'd be like, oh, you're tidy, like this, and then she'd do something else, and I'd be like, you're this, and she went, that's quite big, and I went, you're big.
Oh no! Oh.
She took it on the chin, and about an hour later, she was in tears because I'd called her big.
She's so sweet as well. Well,
Didn't
off to a flyer.
you can clip that to her if you want. I apologise.
Well, I'm hoping that there's rumours that I've heard on the grapevine that she's going to get involved with funding the podcast. That's what I've heard.
Oh,
You heard
yeah.
about this?
Is she?
She's going to buy us a studio. That's what she said. I've heard for Andy that she said she's going to sort a studio out for
Go
us.
on, lass.
To be fair, I think she's using it as an excuse to change some of the stuff in my flat.
Okay.
As if like, yeah, we could get a new sofa bed or like a new chair or whatever. That would look good in the podcast.
She knows how to sell it to him, basically. He's kind of vetoed new stuff, I reckon. and
He's
then
also got to make it up to her.
Yeah.
You've got some brownie points to win back.
She must have just had a really tough day, because I would say she's usually, I would imagine, pretty. Don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but like I wouldn't have thought that.
It's like a
would have
tough cookie.
Yeah,
no,
like,
no.
She's quite light-hearted in the sense that you would have thought that would have bounced off her type of thing.
Yeah. I
Must
think
have
it's
just
just
been one of those days.
a cumulative stress,
Right. Yeah.
and probably the realization that she's just moved in with me, and then it all just hit her at once.
Shots fired.
Yeah.
Within 12,
And then I called her
12
big.
hours. Oh dear. But talking about podcast equipment, let's roll into maybe some podcast chat.
Are we gonna change these?
What? Oh, okay. So
Because I feel like a bit of a clown with these. This was actually yellow, but I changed it to purple. I thought it was slightly less.
I like my green muff.
yeah. So for people that are listening, not watching, we're talking about the muffs on the microphones. Where this is a budget podcast at the moment, we've got cheap muffs, and we've got an orange, green, and a purple. And Andy seems to think we look like a bunch of clowns. What is?
There's a red one over there. Stick on your nose.
That's the Christmas one. Christmas special.
I can't remember why we got these. Do you remember?
No idea.
No, neither do I. Because we've obviously all this equipment has come from a podcast we did previously.
Yeah.
Called Not Another Startup Podcast. I want to say we had 10 listeners for that.
We were rocking.
Oh, well, we've got to try and beat that then.
Yeah, do you know what? That podcast, I mean, how many episodes do you think we did?
I don't know, like 20, 30?
Yeah. Was that it? I thought we did
It
it
was once a week, though.
I thought we did it over a year.
My guess with these muffs is you wanted a black one and
Yeah.
then saw they were on offer.
That sounds like something we'd do.
And then just fill it up.
got a whole bunch
Yeah.
with one black one in.
Well, I would like gig ones, right? I was looking and I was like, should I treat it? You know, like the, what do you call it? The
Box that goes over the top.
Yeah. The box, like proper news presenter vibes, like this big box thing, and you could have had the G on it, and I was like, that would be sick. But they were like £70 a pop.
Yeah, no chance.
And I was like, let's get a couple of listeners first. And then,
A couple.
well,
at least a 10.
Right.
yeah. Well, maybe that's it. When we get to, I don't know, it has to be higher than 10. But if we get to a certain number of listeners, I'll treat you to a new muff.
Or we just get matching orange ones. Excuse me.
Yeah, could do. But yeah, okay, right. New muffs are on the agenda. Podcast studios is ticking. How often do you think we'll do this? Because that's the big one that's been playing on me. Because that's going to be tough
Yeah.
for you for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
The podcast or as a free?
Good question. Yeah, we might have something in the works for some guests and bits and pieces, which will be cool.
Nice.
We had 4, didn't we? We had 4 people apply
Yeah,
online, so
yeah,
that's
yeah.
at least 4 weeks sorted. But no, I mean more of free because I think the 3 of us getting together happens rarely anyway.
Yeah.
Actually happens way less than it should. But yeah, for me.
I know you said obviously this isn't to plug Giig, but I think it would be still good to talk around what we're doing
100%.
and where the platform is going,
100%.
plans and stuff like that.
I think that is good.
I don't think it should all be that, but I think it would be good to.
Yeah, absolutely. What now?
No, just
Just in general.
just in terms of
Yeah,
like
we're talking
in
about
general.
structure for the podcast.
Like,
What
how
do we
often-
do?
Yeah,
How often do we
structure.
get together?
So like, I think coming back to like us 3 together, like it's just gonna get harder for me. So I've said to you, didn't I? I didn't want to overcommit.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got another baby on the way in Jan, which kind of means that I probably won't even be
Another
here for the next quarter.
Yeah.
Next quarter,
Yeah.
because we meet once a quarter, don't we?
Yeah.
So I probably won't even be here for that, depending on when the baby's born. So yeah, I was just kind of like, I'm going to be here as much as I can,
Yeah.
but it's just not going to be that regular. So enjoy me while you've got me.
Yeah. So you might get a lot of me and Andy. That would mean. Do you
so it'll be you and then me just one-liners.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be.
It'll be
talking-
like you doing your normal content with me just popping in every now and then.
telling me that I'm a clown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that works though. Like we can touch on Giig a bit and then we can just chat rubbish and
Ye-
then
Yeah.
we can plug in the odd guest every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be good. Like realistically, do you think you could do once a month? Or do you think that's going to be hard? What do you think there is a number, or do you think we're just going to have to play it by ear, see how much of a nightmare your next
once a
child
month
is?
would work. We did say about like changing location, didn't we?
Yeah,
Just to
yeah,
make,
yeah.
like ease the pressure a little bit.
We can figure that
'Cause it's
out.
quite a long journey, and like 1-car family, it makes it difficult as well. Like she's not having a car with 2 kids; it's quite hard. So yeah, we can figure it out. But like I said, I want to be involved with this as much as possible.
Yeah. It'd be good to do it as a 3. I think it would be good, like for us just to get together, because actually, like, how often do we see each other? It's actually scary. I think.
Yeah.
Maybe
well,
I'll see.
once a quarter as a free.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I see you 4 times a year.
It used to be better, I think, but
yeah,
What
it
sense?
did.
we used to see each other like a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I think we just probably just got our heads down and cracked on a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, I feel like I'm wasting a day when I come see you guys.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but you joke though, but it is true because
is
like
true.
if you look at like we're talking. Okay, so to talk about product, at the moment we're working on the temp workflows, right? The
Yep.
ability to manage temp candidates through the platform, and that's taken a fucking massive hit this week. I'm going to say because your car has got in the way.
Yeah.
So some life things have got in the way, but your car took you out for fucking ages yesterday. We also lost time because now the platform's getting busier. We've got more recruiters using it. We've got more support. We've got more bugs. Like that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So you're like, sometimes I speak to you and you're like, I've spent all morning patching things up, not actually pushing the product forward.
Yeah.
So you joke that, and then today we're here.
Yeah.
So you're still going to push temp workflows next Friday?
No.
No.
Yeah,
Do you know what? I'm going to get so much joy out of just like holding out like deadlines. Just gonna have so much
Did we
fun
do
with
the
it.
push yesterday?
No.
No.
No,
That can
'cause
go.
there was a couple of things, and then I was like, "Oh, I'll do those in the morning," and then I couldn't because of my car, and then like that took me the whole day, so it goes back through testing. But we're here today.
Yeah. I reckon we might be able to get it out though today. Depends before we kick off like the quarterly.
Potentially,
We've got time. I reckon.
potentially, yeah.
Yeah, that
If not today, then it's Monday. But it's like I had a Friday off last week, didn't I? Because it was Iris's birthday, and it seems like I step away from the desk and like the world just burns.
Falls apart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
This
platform.
is exactly why I said, have you got another 4 years? Can we refresh that contract?
Yeah. So like actually Monday, Tuesday this week, which should have been on like the temp workflow, was just like dealing with stuff that came in Friday the week prior.
Yeah. There was a load of stuff that happened on Friday that I just made a note of, and you messaged me Monday morning like, Send me that list.
Yeah, send me the list.
Yeah.
I'll just say, but that does push us back. It pushes us back.
I mean,
massively.
it's also like it's also like down to the product, right? Because these things wouldn't be an issue if they weren't bugs in the first place. So
Yeah.
well, it comes down to development. It comes down to testing.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's things that, like, there was a bug that came in yesterday that, like, hundreds of hours of testing would never have found it.
Which one was that?
It was about, like, how apostrophes affect shortlisted
Oh,
candidates.
yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
like,
Oh wow.
It crashed the whole
Yeah.
database basically.
Uh,
Someone uploaded a candidate with an apostrophe, and it just crashed the whole day.
no, the candidate with the apostrophe was fine. It was
The
it was
space
the,
before the job.
the space before, so the space before the job, but it was in the specific, like, use case where that job then was attached to a candidate with a specific use case. So it's like, oh, the candidate has an apostrophe, the job has an apostrophe. Crash. And it's like, how are we ever going to test that?
Yeah.
So
Do you think there are people out there that do though?
I would have thought so.
Yeah, there are people that are smart enough to figure that out. But yeah, with me doing it,
Yeah, that's that joke. It's
like-
like a tester walks into a bar, orders 1 pint, 10 pints, 1,000,000 pints. Have you seen that?
nah.
No.
It's like where testers just do the same task and they do like real random stuff through
Right.
the task to try
Okay.
and make it.
right. Okay.
So that you order half a pint with
Yeah.
lemonade, the top,
Yeah,
whatever.
Right,
They
I
just
see.
do it. But that is the problem that I face sometimes. Is in my world, everyone's.
Half a pint with lemonade. Shandy.
Well, yeah. Sorry. What did I say? Half a pint with lemonade. A shandy. I've lost my train of thought. Oh yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I when I'm testing, I just assume that everyone's got like my setup. They've got my Mac. They've got that screen, and I like run through it, and I'm like, yeah, cool, it works. And then people use it in different ways. They have different setups. There was a guy in the chat the other week who used Brave. He uses Brave as a browser. I didn't
Yeah.
even know it was a browser.
Yeah.
When he came in the chat, like he was using a Chrome extension. Brave doesn't work. So
Yeah, it's just that one browser that you just don't test on. I mean, you
I only
probably
test on one, really.
One browser.
yeah,
Yeah.
we need to get better. I don't know where this conversation come from, but there was a lead into it, wasn't there? I was asking you how many times you think you're going to be able to do it. So you reckon,
No, we said about pushing temp stuff, and I said about how testing is creating bugs.
yeah,
How there's bugs and stuff. That wouldn't be a problem. But with every bug that comes in, it's a bug fixed as well. So it's like, that's not going to happen again. Right? In theory. In theory.
yeah. But I mean, we will come up with some kind of structure. I think it'd be good to talk about, like you say, product, where we're taking the product. Just bring people in on like the journey and the roadmap. Because you made a point. I mean, you made a point about our competitors not doing anything like this. This might not work, right? But like we could bring people into the journey so that they know their shit's getting listened to and they know we are actioning the stuff, because that's what we're trying to build, right? We're trying to build something where people send us requests and they send us things they want and we then kind of deliver that. And so I think that there is an element of that. I hope it's not boring though, but there's an element of that I think could be good. But
I would say that's the biggest key for me, because like, I don't have that like recruiting background.
yeah,
So I build stuff based on what you guys tell me, and kind of knowledge, I suppose, but not built from experience. You know.
I always talk about this when I do when I'm chatting to people or doing demos or anything. How you don't have recruitment experience, because I actually think it brings a fresh pair of eyes into the.
It helps in a way. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Because otherwise we'd all just be like recreating a bullhorn or something.
Yeah.
Because
such a good point.
my experiences with bullhorn. So
You've just plugged a competitor. I'm going to bleep that out.
fuck you, bullhorn.
Yeah, I think it helps in one way and then hinders in another, right? But then when we have like the feedback loop we've got already with a couple of customers, it's then super helpful to be like, we're building this is what we're doing, and then they're like, no, that's not how we work.
Yeah.
You know, and then
It's
like,
amazing.
we don't get too far. So yeah, bring them in on the journey, build something that people want. I mean, that's the key.
I think that Andy's point is massive. It came up in a demo that I had, going to say 2 weeks ago, where people were like, "Oh, the layout of this is different" or whatever, and they said about a feature or they said about something. I was like, "You should look at." Oh, they said to me, "Do you want to see job adder?" And I was like, "No, not really, because like we have our own direction, and if we just copy job adder, then all we're going to be is a
Job adder.
shitter version of job adder.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
whereas
Better.
if the timer's gone, by the way. Do you want to have a little stretch your legs? There you go. Great.
Is that still filming as well?
Great podcasting. Samwise needs to have a stretch of legs.
Do you have to pause that?
No, that's
The mics.
No, mics are still on.
Is it still going?
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, that's good.
Yep. Yeah, we do another half an hour.
I actually
I'll always do
I
it.
actually had I had the first comment yesterday of someone who didn't like the user interface.
Ah, really? Okay.
Yeah, I was like, it's not someone I spoke to, it's someone who messaged me, but they found it too complicated
Interesting.
and just wanted he mentioned Kanban style boards, which is
What we've got.
yeah, so I just pointed out where they are. So
Mhm.
whether it was just he hadn't found them, or he just wanted one for everything, maybe.
Yeah.
I asked, but I'll have to see if he's come back to me. But that was the first time I've heard that.
Yeah, do check, because I do think that sometimes where we've got the candidate pipeline and the interview pipeline, should they be the same pipeline? But should the candidate pipeline just be like one column of like shortlisted? Do you see what I mean? Like condense that into the same pipeline. I have wondered that, but it's kind of like you say, we build it as we go.
Yeah, it's really hard as well. Like when we do things like that, let's say like we create a new pipeline that includes both, we've got to think about legacy people. So that's where it's really difficult with development at the moment.
Yeah,
because it's like, okay, well, we could change this, but we've also got like loads and loads
Thousands
of people
of
that
people.
are really used to the way that it currently works.
Mm.
It's like, oh, we've got to account for those,
of course.
and we've got to account for these new people
Yeah.
or this new style of
Yeah.
working, right? So
Yeah.
that's where it's getting really difficult. The development's slowing down because there's all those considerations to take into place.
I think what we're doing now with the jobs workflow is going to make a massive difference, because I think talking to a lot of people, they manage their world via the jobs.
Yeah.
So they see what jobs they've got on, they go into that job, and they want to see from the job view the pipeline. They want to see from the job, and we've not built that before. So this is our chance to get that bit right. So that could almost be like a separate thing, right? When someone goes in and they're like, I'm working on this job today, they open that up and they get their kind of like dashboard of like, okay, this is where the job's at. This is what you've delivered.
Right, you can see all the candidates to that job.
Specifically for that job.
Right,
Rather
yeah.
than have the interview board where it's got everything, you'll just click on the job and it will show you what
Nice.
you need to see for that
From
job.
shortlisted onwards, basically.
But because
Nice.
what I'm saying
Yeah,
is because
yeah.
that's a kind of a new workflow, we can kind of try to make that a little bit more simple, so people can just go in, open the job they want, bang, they've got everything they need there, right? But yeah, I think talking about that would be good. I also think talking about common support as well.
Mm-hmm.
Common support chats might be a topic that we could do, just because again it's a way for listeners to, I guess, hear that we're solving things. We get the same questions over and over again. We should probably have like a Q&A or a better way to manage it, really. But
Yeah.
Knowledge base of sorts.
You also get the odd cracker in there,
your cracker of a request, we
Yeah.
can bring those in. Yeah, we can.
so that'd be good.
Like the guy that reached out about porn videos.
Yeah, well, that's that game's yeah.
Yeah, and he left his email. That was the weirdest thing about it. He was like, it was something like, can I sell you my porn videos? And then obviously if no one's online, it's
You
like,
emailed him, didn't you?
yeah, got a monthly subscription. He sent me a free doormat. There again, brain's now gone. Yeah, no, that's what blew my. He came out and he's like, oh yeah, I've got porn videos to sell, whatever. And then afterwards, I saw it was like markstevens@gmail.com. I was like, why would you come in and do that?
There's probably a random Mark Stevens now just being like, oh wait a minute.
Oh dear, yeah. If he is one of the, like you say, one of the 10 listeners, and his name's Mark Stevens.
Yeah, sorry.
But no, I think like I say, we will come up with some common themes, bring people in on the journey. The one thing about the podcast that I've liked this week, or the one thing I've really enjoyed, was your jingle. I must admit,
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
It depends whether we put it in. People might have heard it already.
It would get my vote personally.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was wicked. Apart from the last bit where it goes through the whole jingle saying gig, And then the last bit says Giig.
It says Giig. Have
Giig,
you noticed
does
that?
If you noticed that, but we wouldn't use that anyway. But yeah,
Oh,
I thought it was really good. And so that was AI.
It was AI. So I wrote the words and then chucked it through some AI generator thing, because I'm just not musically gifted. Because I had an idea. It was quite hard to kind of get AI to do what you want.
Yeah. Okay.
It's really difficult. So yeah, whether we use it or not, but it's a bit cheesy.
It is.
It's a bit cheesy.
It is cheesy. But for me, it kind of like, because I was looking at Fiverr and I was looking at people on there that do like you can just type in podcast music. There's obviously loads of people that come up and do it, and they obviously have samples, so you can have a listen. And I was like, there's some really cool ones in there, but it is just very like maybe samey is what I would say. There's some cool ones you listen to. I go, oh, that's quite cool. And then I listened to that and I was like, it's shit.
It's
but
funny.
it's different.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what I liked about it. I was like, the podcast is called Giig Hire. You brought that into the jingle,
Yeah.
and I was like,
Being a low budget podcast anyway,
Yeah, it
you
makes
can
sense.
have a low budget
And
theme tune.
I think it's cheesy enough that it's actually catchy. People would probably remember it. I'd have thought.
You'll be singing it in bed.
Oh.
You won't be able to sleep. It'll be-
well, I've done loads of times. But who was singing it yesterday? You were singing. You sang it yesterday.
Oh yeah, I was waiting on Huddle for you,
Yeah, and
and I was just singing it.
Oh,
And
God.
he was like cheering himself up after his news about the car.
I didn't know what else to do.
Because it just went from bad. It just went from bad to worse. It was like one of those moments where you go. He rings me and he's like, "I've got a flat tire," and then I'm like, "Oh," he's like, "I'm gonna go and get it fixed," and then he comes back and I'm like, "How did it go?" He was like, "Don't ask." She's like, "The car is now trashed, basically." And you're just like, "Oh Christ!" But the jingle, yeah, you were singing the jingle to cheer yourself up, and I showed it to Sarah this midweek, and she was kind of like, you know, could tell she was a bit like, okay. What the fuck is this? And then it said candidates Giig Hire, and she was like, that's brilliant. So I think we have to get people through the first 10 seconds of it. If you get to the punchline of it,
Yeah,
it's bang on. But I'll put it on socials next week
yeah,
with the little artwork of you. And
cheesy smart.
and I think if we use it to start with, we can like set our ambitions high of getting somebody to actually
Produce it.
yeah. turn it into a proper human one.
Yeah,
Because I don't like AI. I'm not a fan.
you are AI, aren't you?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
do
Yeah,
you
that's
know-
a whole conversation in itself. That
The AI conversation. So, yeah, a lot of people won't know, but basically, someone accused me of being AI online. A couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Just like I reached out and then I sent them a message, and they basically said, "How do I know you're not AI and that your company is trying to steal all data?" Weirdest thing about that scenario was I'd spoke to the guy that day.
On the phone,
No, on Teams.
on Teams. So he even saw
He
his face.
saw, he saw me, and he must have like the interaction through the video camera.
it says a lot about
Yeah,
you.
I know. Must
Hi,
have.
I'm Luke.
How's your presenting style? Well, people think I'm AI, but yeah, he had a conversation. My message to him wasn't like a cold outreach; it was like a follow-up message to say, "Hey, thanks for your time. Let me know if you want any help getting set up, anything like that." Blah blah blah.
When you said that he'd messaged you saying like, "How do I know you're not AI?" I genuinely sat there and was like, "That's really annoyed me."
Why?
Like, as in, I wanted you to prove that you're not AI.
Oh, right.
And then I was thinking, how would you prove you're not AI? Do you get on a call and then start running around with your camera and be like, "Look, now I'm outside. Could AI do this?" Or like,
You're not about. Would AI do this?
Bloody hell. That escalated.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know how you would, but that's maybe the world we're going to live in. I hope AI doesn't take over. If it does, we could be trashed. It could be it could be curtains for us.
No,
Do you not think?
no.
Why not?
All right.
Why not? Why do you think we'll be alright?
Because we're lean, we're nimble, and we'll just build out to it. I think we'll innovate with it. We've got a little bit, haven't we?
Yeah, it's
We've got plans for more.
a little bit. Eva's pushing it.
Yeah, but we've got plans for more.
Have we?
I've got plans.
Oh,
for more.
right, okay. You've got plans.
Yeah, I think like when we let's say like a future idea, generating like CVs, like branded CVs and stuff, and then using AI to improve that person's CV for a specific role. I think that'd be really good. So you
Yeah.
could be like, oh, this person we're sending into PHP developer. Like, what do we need to change about this CV
You could
to
get
make them
that
sound
could get
better?
messy though. misrepresentation.
I'm the ideas guy. You're the...
Yeah. The first thing that pops into my head about that is like if AI changes the CV and it misrepresents the person and they get an interview or they get a job and then they're like, oh, you changed the CV.
Sure, yeah.
Your manipulation.
We do it in a tasteful way. It doesn't change the CV.
Yeah, like using AI to actually format it. Like, what's the best format of this, and what's the design? Like, how should the design look? Like, bring people's logos in. Because I think the thing with us, right, where we're like pushing the gig economy, and we're all about people and small businesses, and we care about helping small businesses. The AI thing, like, that could replace small business. That's the thing that gets me. It's like if it replaced small businesses, then we're like, well, the people we're trying to help, ultimately are getting crippled by it. But,
yeah, I think like, personally, I mean, this has moved on to an AI chat now, right? But
is it? What was it?
Personally, I don't think it's going to be an issue. Like, it's going to have its place, but it's also got to train off something.
Yeah, for sure.
So eventually, it's going to train off itself, and it's just going to get done. That's what I think. You know, there's just so much generated AI stuff that it's now just learning from itself.
Agreed. And I also think with content, like people will. It's kind of what I said a second ago about the jingles all being the same. Like AI will spit out content that is similar. I'd have thought.
And it sounds AI. You know it's AI.
What, our jingle?
Yes.
Yeah. But I think that if the content is all similar, it'll be the human creativity that will win, I hope. And also, I wonder it's the adoption of it as well. Because if you gave me a piece of tech and said, like, this is going to ruin all the job, like, going to take everyone's jobs, unless you're like a psycho that's like, I want to run the world, I'd be like, oh, I'll leave it. I'll let everyone else.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'll let everyone else crack on. So that's the thing for me is that if AI gets to the point where we're like, this is going to replace everyone, do we adopt that, or do people go, nah, well, we quite like having a purpose and having things to do?
You'd assume so, yeah.
It's got deep and emotional real quick.
Yeah, it has.
Very deep and emotional. We went from the jingle being
AI
to very deep.
Let's move on, right?
Deep
So,
AI chat.
I did a bit of planning for this.
That's what we like.
Right.
Yeah.
Hang on. So we are now, what, 40 minutes in? And
40 minutes in, we've got some structure.
Planning starts? Yeah, we've got 20 minutes left.
Okay.
Is this going to take 20 minutes, or can you get
I don't know. This
don't
could be
know.
absolute tripe. We might cut this.
Right, okay.
All right. But you two, in past life, were recruiters, yeah? We're now running a recruitment platform. So I thought, who's the best recruiter? So I've devised a little game to play between the two of you. I thought we'd try. And this game in particular is called Candidate Word Search.
Right, okay. So what, you've made a word search?
I've made a word search. I've made 5 word searches, right?
That we're going to play now?
We're going to play.
Right.
Right.
How's this going to work for audio listeners?
We'll see.
It just goes quiet and they just
That's
hear
what I
us.
said. It might be absolute tripe.
Right,
I might
okay.
delete it. But so I've created job descriptions, and the ideal candidate for the job description is in the word search. It's a famous person.
Right, okay.
Okay.
Right.
You should be coding, man.
Yeah. Where have you fitted this in between making a cake and coding?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, oh yeah, I've been doing cake, the car's trash. I've made 5 word searches, but 10 pipelines is not going to be delivered on time.
Right. So I'm not sure how this is going to work, whether it's any good. But are you ready to give it a go?
Yeah. So it's not. Do we do this separately or together, or what's?
Well, I think if you just have the word search together and see who comes up with the name first.
So it's okay. All right.
I just said competition. I'm game.
Yeah. And there's 5, so it's best of first to 3.
And is this a weekly thing, or is this a one-off spectacular? Or I guess if you're coming once a month, you could bring a little
I could.
Samwise surprise every week.
I could. This could be something different. If this works, you could do it for guests as well. Like, let's test your recruiting skills.
Yeah. And do a word search.
So what's the theme of your podcast? We do word searches.
Yeah, we do kids games.
Proper kiddie word search.
Oh,
Look at that.
Oh my lord.
Mate, we're not. That's incredible.
Right, okay,
that
so
sounds incredible.
job description for the first one. Hang on, because it's got the answer on there, my friend.
Are you gonna read it?
Yeah, I'll read the job description and then I'll give you the word search. You've got to find the person.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Whilst you're doing the first bit, do we talk amongst ourselves?
What?
No, he's going to read out loud.
I'm going to
to
read
us.
it.
Oh, you're going to read it to us.
What?
Right,
I'm going to read it to myself,
Right.
am I?
Well done. I thought you might be refreshing your memory.
He's
I
reading
wrote
out the
it.
word search. AGFNG.
And then we have to guess.
Yeah.
Right.
Brian Robson.
You're happy to?
Go on. Yeah. Well, let's do one at least.
This could be tried. All right. Okay. So the job description for the first word search is, or first candidate search, looking for a candidate who's experienced running companies within the IT sector. Must have been a CEO previously with a company with over 1,000 employees. The ideal candidate should be able to prove that they can innovate in computer science and show what they have built at their previous company that is being used on a global scale.
Steve Jobs.
Candidate word search time.
Oh my god. I don't. So you've just given us that description. You've now handed us.
That's are they all the names in this?
There's two names that match that
description.
description.
And so in this, there's only 2 words.
There's only two
Oh
names.
fucking hell! I thought we had to.
In this whole thing, there's 2 words. There's a name. There's one name.
There's 2 names.
There's 2 names, as in first and second name, or just there's.
This one is first and second name. Yeah.
So there's
Two,
right.
there's
Okay,
2
we're just looking for a first and second name.
Yeah, I'm just worried it's going to go all quiet because I
There's-
mean Andy's dyslexic, so
Well, this might not go very well. then.
although he is very good at pattern recognition.
Yeah.
What was it used to kill me at all the time? I used to get fuming about Connect 4.
Yeah.
You're so good at he's like the Rain Man of Connect 4. It's honestly it's so annoying.
If anyone wants a game,
Oh mate, we can do that when we bring guests on.
Steve Jobs found it.
Have you
Bosh,
found
done.
Yeah.
On the right?
Is it actually in there?
Steve Jobs.
Right. Do you know the other one? Look for Elon Musk. I reckon is the second one.
Yeah. Oh, they're both in here.
The second one is not Elon Musk.
Oh,
There is, but it doesn't matter. Andy won that one.
Bill. Oh,
I'll take
Bill
that.
Gates is in there.
I said Steve Jobs straight away though.
I know, but that's not the game, is it? The
It's a
game
word
is the
search, mate.
search.
That's why I was keen to play it.
I didn't even know the word. I didn't even need the word search.
No, so
I
Should have
guess,
found it then.
I guess from the description.
yeah, but
Do you know what would have helped if you didn't say Steve Jobs?
Do you reckon?
Because
Because
he was looking for
I actually
Steve
wasn't
Jobs.
looking for Steve Jobs. I was actually going Musk.
Was ya?
looking for Musk.
No,
Bill
yeah,
Gates is
but-
in there as well.
Right.
said Bill Gates.
Right, it's a real child game, right?
Yeah.
No, but you said Steve Jobs, which
Yeah.
was the correct answer.
Yeah.
But then you had to find him in the candidate search.
Ah.
It's like searching LinkedIn.
So
for the
you get
perfect
half
candidate.
a point. I get half a point.
Yeah. Anyway, are we
No, you
happy
got
to
it.
continue? Andy's one up.
We'll do one more.
All right, we'll do one more. If Andy wins again, then it's 2-1. I got distracted by him Connect 4. I think that would be a really good thing to do.
What?
You play every guest that comes on at Connect 4, see if anyone beats you.
Oh, I better get practicing then.
I was fuming. I used to do like the frustrating thing about it is I'd try so hard, and you just manipulate me every time with the patterns.
What about my card game? You ever played that one?
Nah.
The one where whoever takes the last card loses.
Oh, I might have done.
Yeah, you've played it. It's like it's
But
like
did you do it with something that wasn't cards?
yeah. You could do it with like
Sticks
cocktail
or-
sticks
yeah.
or bits of paper.
That's so annoying as well because
Yeah.
you always leave me with one at the end.
yeah.
I'm fuming, and he leaves you with one, and you're like, don't want to take it because then I lose.
The best about
And
that game.
he's so smart.
The best about that game is when I know I'm going to win. I can see it already, and I can watch the person I'm playing, and they sit there for ages, and they suddenly go,
I can't do it.
yeah, they worked it out.
They
They-
worked
yeah.
out that they can't do it. Yeah, because you can take like how many at a time? Like 3 or something max.
As many or as few as you want from one row.
right, you can take
From
it.
one row, yeah.
Yeah, have you ever played that?
No.
I'll show you.
we'll
Yeah.
give it a
Next
go.
time we're together, you should play him at Connect 4 and the stick game. Thing.
I actually need to get practice at Connect 4 if we're going to do that.
To
I've not played it in ages.
see, this is the thing. This is how competitive he is. He practices. Like I would go away and I'd be like, "Oh, we'll just have a go." You know, he's going to go home.
It's like cycling, isn't
Next
it?
thing that Lucy's going to be crying about is he's going to shout at her from tiding away his Connect 4. That's going to be the next level of tears. But yeah, go on. We'll try word
You
search.
sure?
Well, yeah, no. I'm just trying to filibuster it with
know.
some.
I know. Anyway, I think you'll both get this one anyway. We're seeking a relentless, high-performing individual who thrives under pressure and turns challenges into fuel for success. The ideal candidate will embody resilience, grit, and unbreakable work ethic, pushing past limits with a never-quit attitude, and will always be leaning from the front, carrying a boat.
that. Carrying the boats. Who carries boats? Who carries boats? I know who carries boats. It's just who can find him first. Do you know what? When you're reading it as well, you need to give it a bit more pizzazz. Oh, they're G-O-G.
Oh, he's got it. Oh, he's nailed
David
it.
Goggins.
Well done.
It was the way he kind of gave me the eyes, and he was
Yeah.
like leading from the front and carrying the boats. Who else is in here though? Fuel.
No, that's only one
That's
person.
No,
it.
it's only one person.
I'm going to go and practice my word searching now.
Well, we've got to do one more because I straight away I was like, "It's Gogs." Did you know it was Gogs?
Yeah, carry the boats.
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
Would you have got it without that carrying the boat?
It's over there.
Yeah.
Never finished, David Goggins.
Yeah, but would you have got it without that last bit?
No,
No, I wouldn't have.
No.
I had to put something in that made it obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the end, I was like, "That's the clue. That's the secret." Clue.
Right, so I only want to do one more, right? There's 3 more. So do you want to do a gig-related one?
Oh, yeah, go on.
What? As in, it's one of the 3 of us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
That'll be a short one.
But the idea is you got to find yourself.
Ah, okay.
Are we
So,
all...
are you going to read out the description as well?
I've wrote a job description.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Make it a
As
bit
in all
more.
3 of us are in it?
Maybe.
But, all right, go for it.
Listen to the job description.
Come on. Anyway, the ideal candidate for this role is a candidate who is able to demonstrate they worked for an emerging ATS in the recruitment space. They need to be able to demonstrate their ability to self-motivate and innovate to grow a startup. That's all I was able to write for us.
That's it.
That's it. Anyway,
Fucking hell. Right. Okay.
winner takes it all.
The winner takes it all.
Andy Sturgis done.
Fuck. So quick.
I was hoping it'd be my name because I feel like it's so easy, much easier to see your own name. Are we all in it? Or
Well, this.
Luke Pitkin? Dash.
Yeah.
Oh. Fuck. See, this is what I mean with pattern recognition. He can't spell, but he can spot a pattern from a mile off. Right, find the last one then, James Hardy. This is last goal wins, you know.
How is
it? Last goal.
My name's not in it.
Ah.
Oh.
My nickname's in it.
Ah.
And both your nicknames are also in it.
Samwise.
Samwise.
See, when he knows, he's so quick.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. I know this is going to be shit podding, but like if you were here and you could see what he was deciphering from.
Anyway, there you go. 3 rounds, Andy wins. Is the
yeah, well
recruiter,
done.
Clearly.
I found Shelfhead.
What's Shelfhead?
Shelfhead's there.
I don't know that.
Never heard of it before.
Anyway.
There you go. Andy wins.
I can't
Andy's the
find.
better recruiter.
I can't find PP though.
Is that not just...
Well, it's 2 P's together, isn't
I couldn't find it.
No.
I couldn't spot it.
PP is spelled P and P.
Yeah, I know, but it's in there.
I have no idea.
Oh, you said.
No, you got
said,
steamed veg,
Oh, steamed.
which is a name from
veg.
the past.
Right. Right. Okay. Yeah. I thought when you said nickname PP. So
PP. Anyway,
nice, very good. So
that's
every
good
time.
audio that is.
Go on, mate.
Yeah, so do we have a plan for the podcast? Did we?
I don't feel like we have got one planned. I think maybe we come up with a theme of sorts for each week. Right?
Nice.
So, like, for example, what themes were I thinking about? Like, okay, so one episode we could do on who are you? Who are you? Who am I? How do we know each other? Like, we could just talk about peripheral things like that when we're together as a free. Like, do an episode on just talking about James, where James has come from, where you've come from, how we all know each other, those types of things. We could do stuff like I've actually done a piece of content, which I'll show you after this, which I think is quite good.
Right.
I've done like a talking head rather than my like normal content, and I talk about cash flow in recruitment and how shit it is, like in the sense of you play someone but they start a month later and then you collect the cash. So my piece of content was like, if you're considering starting in recruitment, think about how much cash you take in, because you can be smashing in deals in month 1 but actually you're not collecting the cash till month 4. So we could have themes around like cash flow in recruitment, or the 15 things you need to think about before starting up your recruitment business. Like, we could try and do stuff that might help the community or help someone that's looking to get in recruitment.
Yeah, I think that's quite fitting.
Yeah,
I think that's good.
so we could come up with like a loose theme. We've got the shit chat, and Samwise is going to bring games in, and
More engaging than that, clearly.
more engaged. Yeah, well, for the for the listeners, it's not great, is it? But I suppose Connect Four wouldn't be either if you. I win. You've only put 3 in. But yeah, and then product stuff as well, because I think it is important to bring people on the journey. So there you are. There's the 3 pillars of what's going to make this podcast. I've forgotten them already. I was like, in my head, I'm going to read them off really quick. Themes, shit chat, product.
Nice.
If you're into themes, shit chat, and product,
stick around.
This is the place for you.
It only took about an hour to get to the point.
And I made it up on the spot in the last
Yeah,
5 seconds.
perfect. There we go. Should we call it
Till
quits?
next time.
Sweet.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Nice.
Sweet.
Big. It's big.
Oh no, you don't. Right.
It's big.
Juice is drying.
You're
good,
boxed
that,
at
thank you.
recruitment and you're going alone. You've got your LinkedIn account and your mobile phone. You've got the candidates playing hard to get, with they'll call you next week or a no, not yet. So much time of going to and fro. You got another offer or salary's too low. Hours or searching and hours of stress. Come on, candidates, just gig it a rest. Come on, candidates, just gig it a rest.